My name's Alyssa, and I did my presentation on the Statue of Peace. There's a little background on it. The Statue of Peace represents women that were part of the comfort women, and comfort women was during World War II when Japanese men took Korean girls for sex slavery, and it was about 200,000 women were used as comfort women. Here's a timeline, and this timeline represents what the two countries have gone through over the past years. In 1965, it was largely settled, Japan said, with a treaty. In 1992, Japan admits that the military took part in the sex slavery and gave a heartfelt apology. But in 2011, the first statue was seen outside Japan's embassy. In 2015, there was a landmark agreement signed that the two governments would refrain from blaming each other. Japan donated $8.7 million to the victims, and they gave another heartfelt apology. Now, there's about 46 surviving women, and they suffer with what might have been. About a dozen live in a shelter together with around-the-clock care. They have no families to take care of them because since they were part of comfort women, they were able to marry and have their own kids. And they say it's a scar that a historic handshake won't heal. And South Korea is ready to close the book on its women's darkest chapter, but the women aren't ready for that. Japan responds by halting a planned currency swap. This is what the statue looks like, or one of them. And every piece of it represents something else, such as the girl represents the women that were involved in comfort women. The hair shows it's short to show that their relations were cut short. Their face is angry with treatment, but unafraid. The bird is a symbol of peace, and it connects those on the ground and in the sky. Her hands are in a fist, and it means that they will no longer stay silent. The heels, if you can see, they're not touching the ground, and that means they have unstable lives, the victims. And the chair will allow people to sit in the shoes of the victims and see like what it was like to be them and like think about it. The shadow represents all the women and the hardships that the victims suffered. There's many locations of these statues. There's dozens in Korea, US, Canada, Australia, and Japan. And these are my discussion questions that we will talk about in class.